Microphone to you when you're asking us the question.
Okay, excellent.
To the camera, because the camera's asking the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the two songs that you just played. When did you write them?
Okay, the first song we played is called Ways and Means, and we wrote that song a long, long time ago, but we just recorded it. So I forget when I wrote it, but it's going to be on our next record, which doesn't exist yet because it's in the future. And but we recorded it a couple times and it never really worked out, but this time we recorded it very similar to the way we played it. It was just very natural and very simple, and then Rose sang very angelic harmonies on it, and that sort of was the icing on top of the song cake. What do you think, Rose?
Yes.
And the second song we played is called Long Lost Cause, and I wrote that song in about 15 minutes on piano, and then switched it to guitar, and then switched it back to piano, and then back to guitar. And that's on our second record called Divide and Conquer, and that's the first song that we sang together. Isn't that right, Rose?
Yes.
And Rose said, "I'm going to sing with you." And I said, "Okay." And then she sang,
Yes.
and it was beautiful, and so she joined the band.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit more about Rose and what kind of a dynamic she brings to the band and to your songs.
I think Rose brings I feel like it's the secret weapon, you know? I feel like there are a lot of people who pick up a guitar and write a song, but then they get shot.
That was a cannon, too.
And then they don't write songs anymore, and then other people pick up a guitar and write a song, and they meet Rose, and she sings on the songs, and it's like taking, you know, in The Wizard of Oz, when they go from black and white to Technicolor when she goes to Oz, I think that's what Rose does to Vandaveer songs. I think they sound like black and white still shots, and then they sort of become these Technicolor carnivals of, you know, whatever, lovely harmonious.
Yeah.
Harmonious? Lovely harmony.
Harmonious?
Harmonious. They come lovely and harmonious. What do you think, Rose?
I don't have a response. I spaced out.
Well, that's part of it, but what else do you think, what is necessary to do to set yourself apart from all the dudes with guitars who are writing songs?
You have to hoodwink people into working with you, like our label, our manager. No, you have to tour relentlessly, I think, honestly.
Well, I think you have to write interesting songs that aren't, you know, the same 3 chords.
Yeah, but there are only 12 notes in the Western scale, and everyone has the same, you know, sort of bag of chords to play with. So I think you have to just constantly self-edit, critique yourself, not to the point where you sterilize things, but you just have to be honest with yourself. When you write a crappy song, you just need to say, you know, that's not such a good song, I'm just going to discard that. And you just, you know, it's like you take a canvas and you paint over it, and you start a new painting instead of trying to, you know, make a bad painting good. You just start a new one. And I think as you get older, maybe you get a little bit better at that process.
Absolutely.
Sort of refining things.
So how long have you been writing songs?
I've been writing songs since I was 15, so 1,000 years. I picked up a guitar and I learned how to play a Guns N' Roses song and then a Nirvana song, and then that was it. I said, I'm going to learn how to write my own songs now. Because when you start with Guns N' Roses or Nirvana, where else is there to go, really?
Obviously folk is next.
Right, exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's the logical, the next logical step.
And just tell me really quickly, how do you keep yourself going through all that relentless touring? What's the key mentally to hanging in there while you're waiting for it to click?
I don't know. You just have to believe, you know, believe that what you're doing is the right thing for yourself. And, you know, it's like people go through med school, or people go through, you know, lots and lots of physical training for an athletic event. You just have to believe that what you're doing is worthwhile, and you stick with it. You know, you kind of feel like that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like I'm supposed to write songs. I'm not sure what else I would do if I didn't write songs, so I feel like out of sheer ignorance I need to just forge ahead.
And you can't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, and you can definitely not take yourself too
You can't
seriously.
take any of it too seriously.
You have to keep smiling, I think. Maybe. Smiling is healthy.